Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Coinscrum Markets. I'm Nisa Amoils. Coming up, I'll be joining Charlie Magura from blockchain.com for his monthly macro view of the crypto markets. Tina is joined by Catherine Coley from Binance US. Philip Gradwell from Chainalysis reveals more insights this week. And we will talk DeFi with Lars Clausen from 1KX and James Brody from ID Theory. First, a look at this week's blockchain industry news. The world's largest digital currency investment trust, Grayscale, with a total of 2.2 billion AUM this week reported that it's seen a tenfold annualized increase in weekly inflows to its Bitcoin fund, with an average of 29 million invested per week during Q1 versus 3.2 of last year. 88% of the inflows came from institutional investors, predominantly hedge funds. Facebook-led Libra will rebrand the wallet from Calibra to Novi. The wallet will operate as a standalone app, as well as provide interoperability with Facebook's social messaging apps, Messenger and WhatsApp, to make transactions as easy as sending a message. Novi customers will need to be verified using a government-issued ID. The wallet will initially be rolled out to a limited number of countries, although the release date still remains unclear. JP Morgan, providing further validation to the growth in institutional interest in Bitcoin, devoted 3 pages to Bitcoin in their regular global market strategy report this week. Topics in the report included the effect on hash rate and revenue for Bitcoin miners post-halving, open interest on CME futures and options, and the Bitcoin market price versus intrinsic value. The DTCC, which provides clearing and settlement, looks to adopt blockchain for optimizing public and private markets to strengthen post-trade processes and reduce risks and costs. 2 case studies, Project Ion for public and Project Whitney for private, will test the markets. Visa approved a DeFi crypto card in the UK by announcing their eidoo card. This will allow 40 million Visa merchants to accept crypto-derived fiat currencies, including the British pound and euro. The company said that users have already pre-ordered 2,700 cards. Transactions signed from addresses claimed to be owned by Craig Wright following the unexpected movement of 50 early Bitcoins last week. The mystery deepened on Monday when it was noticed someone had signed transactions from 145 unspent addresses from 2009 that included a message, "Craig Wright is a fraud." The messages seems to have been referencing the fact that these addresses had previously been claimed during an ongoing court case by Craig Wright, the controversial computer scientist that outed himself as Satoshi Nakamoto back in 2016, casting further doubt over a debate that will no doubt continue for some time to come. Digital asset market data provider CryptoCompare was this week nominated for a Waters Technology Award in the Best Market Data Provider category, the only digital asset data provider nominated. We're speaking to CryptoCompare's CEO, Charles Hayter. Congratulations on the nomination, Charles.
Thank you. Means a lot to us and the team after 6 years of hard work.
So given that these awards are traditionally aimed at traditional finance, what is it that you've done compared to your competitors to have attracted the attention?
Well, I think there are 3 key things to being a data provider in the space. And the first one is scope of data that you provide. And we have about 270 different exchanges, as well as blockchain data and other sort of alternative data sets that really sort of make our offering quite complete. The other thing is our delivery methods. We have quite a robust API and WebSockets that we deliver the data through, and have about sort of about 800,000 unique users per hour on that. And we also have partnered with Refinitiv and BT Radians to utilize their networks to push our data out to users. We also have a number of indices that we produce on top of the data that give our data that extra push. So we kind of do what Refinitiv does and do what FTSE does as well at the same time. So
And how important are the data sources for the so-called institutionalization of crypto markets?
Data is incredibly important because the price mechanism is key. So the price mechanism is what people need to know about, and need to understand how that price mechanism is being created. And so trust in a data provider is probably the most important part of helping flesh out this industry and help it take it to the next step as we see more types of digital assets appear in the ecosystem.
Who are your typical customers?
So we have about 20,000 registered users of our API, and the free one we have about 800,000. And those are mostly just wallet users, etc. But on our key users of about 300 that we have paying customers, it's a broad church, and we have the institutional sort of traders at one end of the spectrum. We have retail traders at the other end, but we also work with service providers such as the Big Four for accounting and audit purposes, tax purposes. We work with market makers. We work with, it's a broad panoply of anybody you can think of uses our data. And that's because it's trustworthy and reliable.
Well, great. Thank you so much, and congratulations again.
Thank you. Great to be on here.